So the last topic in this session is about our communication. So communication, what is the meaning of communication? The thing has to be that the transmission between that is transmission of messages is to be termed as a communication. Okay. So that is conveying information. Okay. So when you are defining communication, it is the activity of conveying information through the exchange of thoughts, messages, or informations as by either by speech or by visuals or by signals or by written or behavior. Okay. So it is the exchange of informations between two or more living creatures that is to be defined as the communications. So when we are doing the definition of communication, so that is any act by which one person gives to or receives from another person information about that person's needs, desires, perceptions, knowledge, or affective states. The communication may be intentional or unintentional. So it may involve conventional or unconventional signals, or it may take linguistic or non-linguistic forms, and it may occur through spoken or other modes over on it. So the communication, there will be, it requires sender, a message, and a recipient. So although the receiver does not have to be the present or aware of the sender's intent to communicate at the time of communication. So communications can occur across vast distances in time and space. So the communication requires that the communicating parties which shares an area of communicative commonality. So the communication process is complete once the receiver understands the sender messages. So we have three primary steps. One to be the thought, second one to be the encoding, and third one to be the decoding. So in the thought, that is the information exists in the mind of the sender. So that can be the concept of that can be either concept, idea, informations, or feelings. So encoding, next, a message is sent to a receiver in words or other symbols. So whereas earlier it is saying about decoding, so the receiver who translates the words or symbols into a concept or information that a person can understand. So transactional model of communication. So that is the communicator, which who that is the sends and the receivers sends and receives the messages between the two persons or a two encoders and a decoders. So we'll have a in order to transmit the messages, we'll have a medium which is to be named as a channel. So in May, due to overlapping of the signals, due to overlapping of the informations, we may get around the noise also. So we'll have a verbal communication. So verbal communications, there is a human spoken and the pictorial languages, which can be described as a terms of system of symbols and the grammars, so by which the symbols are manipulated. So while you are defining a language, there is a language which refers to the common properties. So language learning normally occurs most intensively during human childhood. So most of the thousands of human languages use patterns of sound or gesture for symbols, which enable communications with others around them. So languages seems to share certain properties, although many of these include exceptions. So there is no defined line between a language and a dialect. So constructed languages such as Esperanto, programming languages, and various mathematical formalisms are not necessarily restricted to the properties shared by the human languages. So while you are defining communication, it is a flow or exchange of information within a people or a group of people. So we'll have the next communication that is to be named as a non-verbal communication. So it describes the process of conveying meaning in the form of non-word messages. So non-verbal communication includes chronomics, haptics, gesture, body language or posture, facial expression, and eye contact. So object communication is clothing, hairstyles, architecture, symbols, infographics, and tone of voice, as well as through an aggregate of the above. The speech also contains non-verbal elements known as paralanguage. So this form of communication is the most known for interacting with the people. These include voice lesson quality, emotion, and speaking style, as well as prosodic features such as rhythm, intonation, and stress over on it. So likewise, written text include non-verbal elements such as handwriting style, spatial arrangement of words, and the use of emotions to convey emotional expressions in pictorial form. So we'll have a verbal and non-verbal communications in terms of these different aspects. One to be the body language, second one to be the haptic communication, third one to be the eye contact, fourth one to be the sign language, fifth one to be the graphics, sixth one to be the chronomics, sixth one to be the tactile communication, seventh one to be the pictures and media, eighth one to be the braille. And oral communications, so we'll have primarily referring to spoken verbal communications, which can employ who can employ visual aids and non-verbal element to support the conveyance of meaning. So oral communication includes speeches, presentations, discussions, and aspects of interpersonal communication. As a type of face-to-face communication, a body language and choice tonality play a significant role. and may have a greater impact upon the listener than informational content. This type of communication also garners immediate feedback. Communication can be seen as process of information transmission governed by three levels of semantic rules: pragmatic, semantic, syntactic. So it concerns with the relationships between signs or expressions and their users. So whereas semantic study of relationship between signs and symbols and what they represent, and syntax formal properties of signs and symbols. So therefore, communication is a social interaction where at least two interacting agents share a common set of signs and a common set of semantic rules. So this commonly held rule in some sense ignores auto communications, including intrapersonal communications via diaries or self-talk, both secondary and phenomena that follow the primary acquisition of communicative competences with the social interactions. So communications management is a systematic planning, implementing, monitoring, and revision of all the channels of communications within an organizations and between organizations. It also includes the organizations and dissemination of new communication directives connected with an organization network or communication technologies. Aspects of communications management include developing corporate communication strategies, designing internal and external communications directives, and managing the flow of information, including online communications. So, whereas the new technology forces constant innovations on the part of communications managers. So, as a manager, one must take a contingency approach to communicating with their employees and communicate on a personal level. It is a manager's responsibility to determine if their employee's personality falls under the following: reactors, workaholics, persisters, dreamers, rebels, or promoters. So, whereas process communication management will take a development personal, communications, leadership, stress, dysfunctional elements, conflicts. So one simple and popular communication method is called weekly reporting method. Every employee composes an email report once a week, including information on their activities in the preceding week, their plans for the following week, and any other information deemed relevant to the larger group, bearing in mind strength considerations. Reports are sent to managers who summarize and report to their own managers, eventually leading to an overall summary led by the CEO, which is then sent to the board of directors. The CEO then sends the board summary lapped down by the ladder, where each manager can append an additional summary or note before referring it to their employees. Eventually, each employee will receive a long email containing many or all of the above mentioned summaries from every level of management. Reading the full result is rarely a requirement. Curious or ambitious employees are considered more likely to read the result. Task-centered employees, however, are not. So this is the thing we'll have about a communication. There is a control room, server rooms, parent, teachers, students, principals, so payment gateways, so everything. So that is will be in the terms of an communication skills. So communication methods will have a four different: one to be the formal written, and second one to be the informal written, second, third one to be the formal verbal, and fourth one to be the informal verbal. So formal written, for example, project management plans, project charter, communicating over long distances. Whereas verbal will have a presentations. So informal written, email, notes, verbal. So we'll have a conversations, everything and all. So communications methods, technologies and channels. So communication technologies will have a face-to-face, telephones, fax, email, meetings, Skype, Facebook or Twitter, messaging software, and the blog. So communication channels will have a so in the diagram, we can see about the three communication channels, whereas over there we'll have a 10 communication channels. So communication networks will have a 5 different organization. One to be the circle, second one to be the concom, third one to be the wheel, fourth one to be the chain, and fifth one to be the Y. So there are 5 different organizations. If we consider the number of members in the group is 5, that was proposed by Babelos in 1950. So let me see one by one. The circle pattern. Circle pattern in the sense a person can communicate to his or her neighbor on both the left hand and right hand side. So does everyone else. In such pattern, information or messages can only be delivered by person to person, like cascade form, but in two directions from the start. So the note is the situation that in one of them receives the messages but do nothing about it, such as not telling the other neighbor. So that neighbor still have chance to get the message if others are responsible to deliver the message to their neighbors. So imagine that a group of students deliver paper note in the class, one pass the note to the another, and the note can be delivered back from different students, which forms a circle pattern. We can easily, the next one to be the cut off those communication to form a chain pattern. Just like situations, it mentioned that one do nothing about the communication to the next one. Unlike the circle pattern, its disadvantage is obvious that the informations may not go further if one in the middle of chain is unwilling to pass on the message. So in this chain pattern, a requirement that members must be active in the group is needed. The chain pattern is just like the process of posting a letter. Similarly, the next continue cutting of one more communication, but the link the separate member to the middle one of the chain just to gain the gain pattern. Who can communicate with three members plays a more important role in the group. It can be seen more easily that the middle member status is not the same as others if we keep on cutting off the connection and do the same thing that lines apart. The middle member is called here central person or key person in the wheel pattern. Nowadays, many enterprises management structures is using this wheel pattern to managing the company. Normally, the key person is exactly the CEO. Centralized network is recognized as structure that is both appropriate and fast to deal with simple tasks, while decentralized network is a apartment to handle complete tasks. So the CONCOM pattern is formed if every two members can communicate with each other, and it is the most popular pattern in building social networking communication. In this pattern, there is no such a central person or leader existing. So everyone in the group leader plays an equal role with the highest participant satisfaction. So the members can talk without any hesitate like in the real life because of the social network does not have his or her boss or superior. We can hardly see any e-commercial social network don't use this pattern to form their social networking, and thus the users have the highest flexibility to buy things from one online shop to the other. To sum up, communication networks diverse and each of them leads to different level of leaderships among the members. To find out the most suitable and effective communication pattern, to solve different problems is very important in social networks. The next topic is about an interpersonal communication. So we'll have an interpersonal skills that to be the life skills that use every day to communicate and interact with other people, both individually and in groups. Interpersonal communication means showing appropriate ways to exchange your ideas and needs. So we'll have a G information. There is the information building a context of understanding, establishing identity, interpersonal needs, and control and affections over on it. So people who have worked on developing strong interpersonal skills are usually more successful in both their personal, professional and personal lives. So employees often seek hire to have staff with a strong interpersonal skills. They want people who will work well in a team and be able to communicate effectively with colleagues, customers, and clients. So a student demonstrate appropriate application of the skill when they can do a good job of presenting both sides of an issue, showing how both sides feel and interact, showing respect using appropriate languages. So some examples of this activities like include skills, role plays, dialogue, and puppet shows. So factors hampering interpersonal to be that we have to avoid that poor listening, emotional arousal, lack of time, differences in objectives. So already said you that why methods of communication are to be the written word, spoken word, visual images, multimedia, symbolic gesture. And the six written communication methods are memo, notice boards, letter to staff, email, faxes, and internal newsletters. So formal than letter, more likely to be read, not confidential. Notice boards may never be read, good for staff to staff. Letter to staff, private, personal, lens, weight to subject. Email, it will be a primary, less formal than letter. Take up like letter, personal, public, internal newsletter, public, not for bad news, useful for minor but necessary news. We'll have a telephone, one-to-one meeting, departmental or interdepartmental meeting, presentation and company meeting. So immediate, informal, private one, this to be the confidential, more formal than phone call. So we'll have a departmental meeting for group interaction for discussions. Persuasive, one-sided interruptions, very for important news, everyone hears the same. Interpersonal communication primer, you listen to and acknowledge other people's thoughts and feelings. Rather than showing that you only care about broadcasting your feelings and insisting that others agree with you. You encourage others to express what they are thinking and feeling. You listen and try to understand. You express your own thoughts and feelings open and directly. If you only listen to what other people are thinking or feeling, and you don't express your own thoughts or feeling, you end up feeling short, changed, or dumped down. A respectable tone of voice conveys that we're talking others seriously, and it also expect to be taken seriously. In addition, people with good communication skills are assertive without being aggressive or manipulative. Eye contact is vital for a good communication. So, how would you feel if the person you are talking to kept looking around the hallway or out the window? And the next interpersonal communication skills, which based on appropriate body language, which encourage the conversations. So nodding your head, smiling, laughing, using words such as ha, e, they're asking questions at appropriate times, assure the persons that you are really listening. Clear, organized ideas help you accurately and honestly describe your feelings and contribute to conversations and to decisions that need to be made. Good communicators are also specific over there. For example, a good communicator would say, I need to use the computer from 7 to 9. Suppose I will need the computer tonight. Passive communications so involves the inability or willingness to express thoughts and feelings. Passive people will do something they don't want to do or make up an excuse rather than say how they feel. The aggressive style of communication involves overreaction, blaming, and criticizing. Aggressive people try to get away through bullying, intimidating, or even physical violence. So they do not or will not consider the rights of others. And the next one, effective listening, audience understanding, perceptual clarity. So effective verbal messages will have a reasoning, evidence, and the next one to be the credibility. Non-verbal messages, vocalics, artifacts, and the touch. So communication under pressure, we keep everyone informed at the same time, give everyone important instructions collectively, encourage people to ask questions, involve people in key decisions, be available, let them see that you are rooting from them, and keep a sense of humor. Good communication benefits, less gossip, better motivations, higher productivity, increased staff loyalty, lower staff turnover. So by that, the fourth unit again since get ends. So only one more lesson is over. Let me see in the remaining classes. Thank you all.